Alright, welcome back everyone. What we're doing today is we're going to put this Fusion Fabworks Rad Relocate bumper on this 2021 Canam Renegade 1000 XMR. First thing I want to do is just explain why I went with this one. So my buddies that I ride with are actually the ones that started Fusion Fabworks, and they decided to make their own Rad Relocates because they were tired of waiting, you know, because we're in Canada. And when we import stuff from the States, you know, you get import fees, duties, and shipping is just ridiculous. Plus, we end up waiting like 2 or 3 months for our stuff. So they just had enough, and they decided to make their own Rad Relocates. But the first thing I just want to talk about is just the like the quality of the construction on this. So they used all round tubing as opposed to square tubing. Round tubing is stronger because there is no corners on it, so there's no weak points. So going with the round tubing, you'll be able to probably withstand a couple more trees. But that being said, so they are taking pre-orders now. The rad plates will be all one style, or you can order your custom logo on those rad plates. You can get them in satin black, any Canam color, or any custom color. So obviously the custom color will be the most expensive. I believe it's 900. The Canam colors will be 850 Canadian, and the satin black, which is the base stock color, that's going to be $800. So yeah, here's how you put them on. First thing you're going to want to do is drain the rad. Now the reason why is because obviously the rad's coming out to go up here, so you're going to have to make sure everything's been drained out of the system. So we're not going to pop the top open. We're just going to take some pliers, move this back. Okay, so while that's doing that, now we're going to pop the center plastic off. So we're going to start by the seat. Take the seat off. Okay, you're going to come at the front. That's one. That's two. Okay. Come at the back. Unhook the sides, and this should, ever so gingerly, come back to the front. You're going to lift the tabs right up, just like that. Grab this, slide it back. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Once your center plastic's off, we then got to take this off because we're taking your stock bumper off, and obviously this has to come off because your support bar in the back is going to come up from the front. So we're going to take just a flat tip screwdriver if you don't have the special pop clip tool. You're just going to go from side to side like that. Okay, that's going to come up, and we're not going to take the horn right off because I have a couple of wires on that, so we're just going to lift it up far enough so that I can access everything. Okay, so we'll just leave that like that. So now what you're going to need is a 10 mil socket to go on the back side there to get the top ones. So we're gonna go grab that. Apologize, I got a little mixed up. So these bolts in here are 10 mil, and that's for the rad, but we're gonna take the bumper off first. So these back ones right there are 13. So you're just gonna take those off. And the good news is that the bolts, or the nuts, sorry, are welded into the frames, so you don't have to get a wrench on the back side to take them off. So yeah, just gonna keep doing that. Again, these install vids are just what's easiest for me. You don't have to do it this way, but this is just the way I'm gonna do it because these are the tools that I have. Have it. The top two bolts of your rad are off, or your bumper, sorry. So now we're gonna get the two bottom ones out. So what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna get our, you can use your wrench too if you want, but I'm gonna use my my impact drill. Do this with a ratchet, socket wrench, sorry, but it's a lot easier to just do it that way. Okay, and there's one. And for the second one, same thing, you just go in from the top. Okay, so those are done, so you're gonna pull those bolts out so they don't bother you anymore. Just place them with the others. Take the second one off like that. Okay. Now you're gonna have to take your fuse panel off here. So those are 10 mil. Okay, and that one's out. So I'm gonna put that over there. The others. Take this nut and place it over there with the others. Okay, so that fuse panel is out of the way. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts out. This is the fun part. Now you gotta just wedge this back far enough, like that. Get it past that cone. And there you have it. Stock bumper removed. So for the next part, we are going to do the rad. So this is the entertaining bit. Might as well take some of that stuff off while we're here. Okay, so what we got to do is take this off. So the good news is there's only two studs at the bottom that are just sitting inside of grommets, so you don't have to worry about the bottom. The top is two 10mm bolts, so we're going to take those off right here. Okay, pull that out, rotate that so we don't lose it. Then put that back in. Place it with the others. Okay, so now we just have one clamp to take off, which is right here. I believe that's either a 7 or an 8. Okay, so I can confirm it's a 7. Slip that on. So that should do it. Now you're just gonna lift the clamp up high enough past the barb. Okay. If you can see it from the top side here. There we go. Okay. Just keep sliding that up. Okay, so here's the fun part. Now you gotta take that hose off of the inlet. So, okay. Just gonna wiggle the hose back and forth while lifting. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause this part, but anyways, so we're taking this hose off of the inlet of the rad. Okay, so we went and got that removed, just like that. So now we're gonna pull this rad out. Okay, so easiest way to do it, whilst lifting this up, you have to raise the rad. Oh, we got one more clip to take off, I apologize, which is the power. Okay. You're just gonna wanna make sure that's not attached to anything important. Like that. And that just pushes off backwards, just like that. So we're gonna place this over here. Okay, so from here, you're gonna lift this up without breaking any of the fins. And that's it. There you go. Rad's out. So we're gonna drain the rest of the fluids. Look at that, so we got no spillage, which is nice. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty caked. So we're gonna take that over to the hosing station and wash that out. We'll be back in a few. So here's the moment we've all been waiting for. What does it look like with the bumper put on? So, just gonna slide that on. That's gonna slide in through the back, like such. Get rid of all the extra pieces. Okay, just slide that one back. Slide that one back. So once that's sitting in the back, you can concern yourself with this one now. Okay, same as before, you're just gonna let that sit like this. There you go. So it's sitting on it now. It's not even, it's not bolted up, but this is what we're gonna do now, is bolt it up. So you're gonna grab your two top 13s, or the shorter ones. We're gonna slap these bad boys back in. Okay, so now we got our two bolts in. Tighten them down. So I like to alternate back and forth so one doesn't go in sideways. Okay, so that's tight. Oh yeah, that's solid. Okay, we'll do one more. There. Okay. Top ones are done. Now we're gonna do the bottoms. Okay, so same thing as taking them off. Line everything up. Off. Go to our extender 5000 here with our 3 extensions. And again, going from the top. And there you go. Bumper is on. That's tight, that's tight, that's tight, that's tight. So just 4 bolts. That's how you install the bumper. Here comes the fun part. Now, we're gonna install and route the rad and hoses. This is the fun part. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the horn off, because then I can still run my hoses freely. Okay, so I just went to the local hardware store and I picked up 3 of these fittings. I got 290 1-inch barbed fittings and then 1 straight through. And I got a bunch of these worm gear clamps. Didn't know what I was gonna need, so I just wanted to make sure I had everything so I didn't have to make another trip. So for this one, and I also went to the hardware store. You can go to an automotive store as well. Just pick up some 25 millimeter or 1-inch coolant hose. Then you just cut it with your X-Acto knife or your box cutter. All right, so we got everything routed, hooked up, purged the system. We're good to go, and she gets cool. So essentially the way I did it was, you just come off of here to a 90-degree plumbing coupler fitting, come straight down where it hooks in, into the stock one, right there, just like that, into another 90. So then it goes back up. Drilled a little hole here with my hole saw, just to make that a little wider. So when I put the center plastic on, I'll be able to expand that one as well. And for this side here, so it hooks up to the bottom, comes in around here, and again I drilled another hole, so the plastic's here, and it comes through the bottom, right there, into the stock fitting, and back into your thermostat, which is right in behind here. So now we're gonna put the center plastic back on, and see where we can drill some more holes. Well, there you have it. She's installed. All I need to put on now is the rad plate. Rad will be protected. She's good to go.